Welcome to AdOps Roundup by AdEnergizer.
Hey, everyone.
So imagine this. You log into your DSP on a Tuesday morning, right?
Coffee in hand, obviously.
Oh, absolutely, coffee in hand. And you discover that an AI spent like 70% of your monthly campaign budget overnight on some obscure gaming site.
Oof. Yeah, that is the nightmare scenario.
Right. And all because you left one tiny constraint box unchecked. Like, no human approved it. The system just decided it was the mathematically optimal path, executed the trades, and drained your account while you were literally sleeping.
And that right there is the very real, very unforgiving reality of the new programmatic era we are entering.
Exactly. So today we are doing a deep dive into a massive stack of notes provided by the AdOps Roundup podcast created by AdEnergizer. The mission today is to get you completely caught up on this massive impending shift in our industry.
Yeah, we are talking about the rise of agentic ad buying.
Agentic ad buying, yes. And listen, if you touch media, marketing, or ad ops in any way, your day-to-day is about to fundamentally change. We are basically moving past the era where AI just gives us, recommendations.
Right, it's not just a suggestion box anymore.
Exactly. We're entering an era where AI acts with pure autonomy.
And we really need to emphasize that this isn't just another shiny new buzzword to, sprinkle into a Q3 pitch deck.
Oh, for sure. People love doing that.
They really do. But this is a fundamental rewiring of how media is bought and sold. It's shifting humans from being the operators of the machinery to essentially being the supervisors of an intelligence that operates itself.
Okay, let's unpack this because the word agent gets thrown around constantly right now.
It really does. It's everywhere.
Yeah, so to understand why this is revolutionary and not just like an iterative update to an algorithm, we first need to define what an agent actually is in this context. Let's contrast it with the traditional programmatic workflow.
The old way, yeah. The way ad ops teams have been doing it for the last decade.
Right. So in the old way, the advertiser sets a goal, the buyer builds a plan, and then a human trader manually inputs the targeting parameter.
You set the bids, you build the block lists.
You establish the frequency caps.
Okay.
Like, the DSP might optimize within those fences, but if a placement is failing, a human has to physically go in and pull the lever to make manual changes.
Right. You are the one doing the mechanical work. But in the new way, the agentic model, that manual lever pulling, completely vanishes.
Wow. Just gone.
Pretty much. I mean, the advertiser still dictates the big overarching business goals and the constraints. The hard do not cross lines.
Sure, you still need boundaries.
Exactly. But from there, the AI agent completely takes the wheel. It independently evaluates the inventory, the page context, the budget, and then it executes the decisions autonomously.
So it's not asking for permission anymore.
Nope. It shifts money, alters bidding strategies, avoids specific inventory all on its own. The human is merely monitoring and approving the logic, not trafficking the line item.
And we have specific evidence of this happening right now. Like, the major players are driving this hard.
Oh, absolutely. Look at the Trade Desk with their Kokai platform.
Yeah, the notes mention their co-adaptive trading modes.
Right, and it's fascinating because they split this into two paths. You have control mode, which is kind of the legacy setup. Traders manage the levers. AI is just a co-pilot.
But then there's performance mode.
Exactly. Performance mode is where the agentic AI takes over the actual execution. And that's slated for broader availability in early 2026.
Okay, so wait. How does performance mode actually interface with the bid stream differently than what we're used to?
Well, instead of just suggesting a bid price to a human trader, the agent dynamically reconfigures targeting parameters on the fly based on real-time market liquidity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Google is moving just as fast. In January 2026, they're rolling out the Universal Commerce Protocol.
The UCP, right.
Yeah, it's designed to let AI agents operate fluidly across the whole discovery-to-purchase workflow. They even introduced Business Agent in search.
Oh, I read about that. That's where shoppers can interact directly with branded AI agents, right?
Exactly. It's a massive shift from just predictive analytics to autonomous real-time action.
This feels exactly like the evolution of car safety features.
Oh, I like that comparison. How so?
Well, we are moving from the AI acting like a lane departure warning, where it just beeps at a human driver to say, hey, you're drifting out of your KPI lane.
Right, but you still have to turn the wheel.
Exactly. But now we're moving to full autopilot. The AI is steering, braking for traffic, and deciding which route to take to the destination.
Yeah, and you're just sitting in the driver's seat making sure it doesn't decide a shortcut through a lake is the most efficient route.
Yes, exactly. Which Honestly, forces us to look at the day-to-day reality for the people currently sitting in that driver's seat.
The AdOps professionals.
Yeah. If the AI is driving the car, evaluating the inventory, dynamically adjusting bids, what exactly is the human in the AdOps department supposed to do all day?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really a shift from campaign execution to campaign governance.
Governance, that's a heavy word.
It is, but it's accurate. Google had this great piece in Think with Google describing this exact transition. They called it moving from a tool operator to an agent manager.
Okay, so from operating the tool to managing the agent.
Right. The fundamental question changes. It used to be, did we traffic the line item correctly? Now it's, did we give the AI the right objectives, constraints, and guardrails?
Wait, but if the AI is evaluating the inventory, setting the bids, and moving the money, doesn't this essentially put traditional ad ops teams out of a job? I mean, why do we need humans at all?
It's a super common anxiety right now.
Yeah.
But no, the role doesn't disappear. It just becomes infinitely more strategic.
Okay, strategic how? Like, what does governance actually look like on a random Tuesday afternoon?
Well, you have to obsess over inputs rather than outputs. You're monitoring data quality because the agent feeds entirely on the signals you provide.
Oh, right. Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. You're managing budget controls, like defining hard limits on how much the system can spend before a human has to approve it. And then there's auditability.
Auditability.
Yeah.
Maintaining a log of what the agent changed and why it changed it.
Yes. You aren't just looking at spend anymore. You have to interrogate the logs to understand the mathematical why behind its actions. If it shifted 50% of your budget to connected TV overnight, you have to audit that logic path.
Wow. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Because since governance dictates how the budget is actually deployed, we need to look at how this changes the game for the two sides of the transaction, the advertisers and the publishers.
Yeah, let's start with advertisers. They care because agents react in near real time.
Right, a human might pull a pacing report twice a day, but an agent is constantly shifting spend to avoid unsuitable content.
Yes, the source notes gave some fascinating examples of what an advertiser might tell an agent in this new world.
Oh, let's walk through those. The first one was the Hispanic audience campaign, right?
Right, so an agency might tell the agent, find Hispanic adults 25 to 54 in Texas and Florida. Strictly keep the CPM below $8.
And they put a cap on spend per publisher, like 20%, right?
Yes, cap spend per publisher at 20%, and specifically avoid any divisive political content.
And just to be clear for the listener, that political constraint is purely an example of a brand safety parameter. It's not the AI making a moral judgment.
Exactly, it's just enforcing a boundary.
Yeah.
But then look at the second example, the CPG brand.
The consumer packaged goods one. Yeah, that one shows how abstract this can get.
Right. The brand prioritizes family meal research and grocery savings. They tell the AI to avoid alcohol and hard news and optimize for physical store visits.
It is so fascinating that an AI doesn't just buy a pre-built audience segment anymore.
No, the days of just buying a static grocery shopper cookie are ending.
Right. The AI actually has to read the room in real time to decide if the specific impression fits the CPG brand's vibe.
And that brings us perfectly to the publishers. Because if AI is evaluating inventory like that, publishers with messy metadata are in serious trouble.
Because the AI can't read the room if the room is a mess.
Exactly. Inventory isn't just judged by domain reputation anymore. It's evaluated on page-level content.
And carbon impact, too, right? The notes mention Scope 3.
Yes, carbon impact is becoming a huge signal. Agents can evaluate the deterministic data of the supply chain and penalize bloated, energy-heavy routes.
Wow. And they look at sentiment and viewability in real time. So if a publisher's site structure is chaotic, the AI agent isn't going to email a sales rep. It's just going to skip them.
Completely overlook them, which is great for quality publishers with clean data,
Yeah.
but a disaster for the rest.
Okay, so advertisers get real-time optimization and quality publishers get rewarded. It sounds perfect.
Well, hold on. This raises an important question.
Uh-oh. I hear a but coming.
Oh, yeah. What happens when the agent gets it wrong?
The dark side of delegation.
Exactly. There is a massive risk of losing control without even realizing it. The notes break down a few specific dangers. The first is black box optimization.
Right, where the campaign looks successful, but nobody knows why.
Exactly. Your dashboard is green, the KPIs look great, but if the market shifts and it breaks, you can't fix it because you don't know the mechanism of success.
That is terrifying. What else?
Measurement dependency. The agent is only as smart as the conversion signals it receives.
So if your attribution model is double counting
The
conversions.
AI will confidently optimize your entire budget toward a flawed signal, fully believing it's crushing it.
Ouch. And what about the people? You mentioned human skill erosion.
Yeah, if traders rely so heavily on the agent for years, they might literally forget how to manually diagnose a failing campaign.
They lose the muscle memory. You know, this whole thing reminds me of a bad incentives analogy.
Oh, let's hear it.
It's like hiring a hyper-competitive intern and telling them to get the absolute cheapest conversions possible.
Okay, I can see where this is going.
Right, so they technically succeed, they get you cheap clicks, but they do it by placing your luxury brand's ads on some low-quality clickbait site.
Oh yeah, the classic monkey's paw scenario.
Exactly. You got the cheap click, but the budget leakage totally ruined your brand safety. The AI intern followed the rules but lacked human common sense.
That is exactly what happens. AI has no common sense.
So how do we prevent that hyper-competitive AI intern from going rogue? We need a playbook.
Well, the source material gives us one. There are specific preparation steps ad ops teams must take immediately to survive this shift.
Okay, hit me with step one.
Step one is clean the foundation.
Yeah.
You cannot build agentic workflow on dirty data.
So that means strict UTM discipline.
Strict UTM discipline, better taxonomy, and accurate publisher metadata. Because to an AI, broken naming conventions cause amnesia. It can't cross-reference historical data.
Got it. Garbage in, garbage optimized. What's step two?
Step two is to create strict AI governance rules. You need absolute limits on pacing, inventory access, and budget.
Hard lines in the sand.
Exactly. You explicitly define what the AI is not allowed to do before you ever turn it on.
Which leads to step three, I'm assuming. It's a mindset shift. The new mantra from the notes, delegate with controls.
Yes. It is absolutely not set it and forget it.
You hand off the execution, but you keep accountability.
Right. And step four is, for the publishers listening, it's all about the signals.
What kind of signals?
They must implement clean PMP packaging, ads.txt, sellers.json, and schain.
The supply chain object.
Yes. Because if an AI parses that file and sees a broken node, it views it as a fraud risk and permanently blacklists the supply path.
Wow, without a second thought. So what does this all mean for you? If you were listening to this right now, what is the absolute very first step you should take tomorrow morning when you log into your ad platform?
Honestly, step one, cleaning up basic data hygiene is the prerequisite for everything else. Look at your UTMs, your pixels, your audiences, fix the foundation.
Okay, let's synthesize all of this. Because the core takeaway from the Ad Energizer source material is incredibly clear.
It really is. Agentic buying is the next stage of programmatic automation. There's no stopping it.
Right. And the winners won't be the teams who just lazily use AI and hit an auto-optimize button.
No, the winners will be the ones who know how to instruct it, strictly limit it, rigorously audit it, and feed it the cleanest data.
You have to build the best fences for the autopilot.
Exactly.
Well, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to mull over. Something that builds on this deep dive.
Oh, I like these.
So, as AI agents become the primary buyers of ad inventory, and they strictly evaluate everything based on data signals, page-level metadata, and carbon impact.
Pure calculated automation.
Right. Will human-centric elements like a media buyer's gut feeling or creative intuition or even relationship building in advertising become completely obsolete?
That is a scary thought.
Or, and hear me out, in a sea of perfect AI automation, will human intuition become the only premium differentiator left?
Wow. Something to think about the next time you turn on the autopilot.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
See you next time.